It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you're hungry. Talk that talk.
We now continue our series, America's Safety Net, about the government programs that help Americans in need. Tonight, we look at the pandemic, when lawmakers dramatically but temporarily expanded the social safety net, including more money for families with children. Amna Nawaz and producer Sam Lane report on how the impacts of those changes are still being felt and debated to this day.
Some days are better than others, but it can be pretty overwhelming.
Her family of 5 can stretch 35-year-old Daphne Chapman pretty thin.
The responsibility as a parent is on you to provide food, clothes, water, gas.
Providing for 13-year-old Whitney, 5-year-old Rowan, and 3-year-old twins, Trinity and Legacy, in their hometown of Ville Platte, Louisiana, is a challenge. Of the town's 6,200 residents, more than 40% live in poverty.
In this rural area, we don't have access to much.
Ville Platte has been called the state's poorest town, and it's where Chapman has spent most of her life. Back in early 2020, Chapman was working at a local community college, a job she loved. She was also pregnant with the twins. And then
the COVID-19 outbreak as a global pandemic.
Its biggest one-day jump in both new cases and deaths.
Widespread economic damage is becoming clearer.
As the nation shut down, Chapman lost her job.
The best way I could explain it is that it felt like someone took my air.
What do? How do you provide for your family?
You don't. You're choosing between making sure you have lights or making sure you have food. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and eventually Paul runs out, and Peter. So you're left with nothing.
Chapman resorted to selling things around the house, books, jewelry, pictures, just to make ends meet. She developed anxiety and panic attacks. Her kids, especially Whitney, started feeling the stress too.
You can see in her eyes that she felt like I can't help my mom and my mom can't help me right now.
Thank you for being here.
Then in March of 2021, President Biden signed the American Rescue Plan. The nearly $2 trillion relief package, passed with only Democratic votes, extended unemployment benefits, sent stimulus checks to individuals, ramped up food stamps and housing assistance, and significantly expanded the federal child tax credit, or CTC. Pre-pandemic, that credit gave parents up to $2,000 per child. It came with an earnings requirement and was paid in one lump sum at tax time. But the rescue plan raised the credit to $3,600 per child under 6 and to $3,000 for kids under 18. Half the amount came in monthly payments, and for the first time, even parents with no taxable income were eligible for the full amount.
It was like I was able to come up for a little air.
Would you say that the benefits kind of took care of all your problems?
I wouldn't say it took care of all of them, but it took care of enough for me not to worry as much.
Families across the country felt that relief. Laura Douglas lives with her husband and 2 kids in southern Minnesota. Their younger son, Daxton, has a rare condition that causes seizure-like episodes, so sometimes Laura has to miss work.
I might be out of work for 2 weeks, and I've already used all my PTO. That's hundreds of dollars not coming into our account to cover our bills.
The CTC payment started before Daxton turned 1.
That was nice to know that there would be money if I had to stay home due to being sick, or if he was sick. It was nice to have that security.
In 2021, the national child poverty rate dropped to its lowest level on record, 5.2%, down from almost 10% in 2020. The poverty gap between white children and children of color also shrank dramatically. The Census Bureau estimated that in total, the CTC expansion lifted more than 2 million children out of poverty.
I think in a policy sense, that's a resounding success.
Bradley Hardy is a professor of public policy at Georgetown University.
We had a highly salient and disturbing public health crisis that actually provided some clarity for policymakers to plug holes in the nation's social safety net that were already in existence.
Research from Hardy and his colleagues found the CTC expansion had the greatest impact in states with low costs of living and high poverty rates, states like Louisiana.
Nearly every single child in the state of Louisiana, an estimated 94%, benefited from the expansion of the child tax credit. According to one study, the state saw a 56% decline in child poverty.
Both sides.
Joyce James leads the Middleburg Institute,
Did you all know about the child tax credit before?
a Louisiana nonprofit that helps low-income residents. The organization traveled the state educating families about the CTC.
Unlike what was said, that people would not know how to manage the money, they would not spend it on the children. We talked to parents who were able to buy school supplies. They were able to feed them healthy meals, vegetables, fruits.
But just as families were getting their last monthly CTC checks in 2021, a fight was brewing in Congress. Legislation to extend the payments died in the Senate. West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin, concerned about the cost and how parents spent the funds, dealt the final blow. By tax time in 2022, as the second half of the CTC hit bank accounts, the expansion was over.
I remember my response was, oh wow, what am I gonna do now?
Chapman had already been working any odd job she could, food delivery for DoorDash, writing resumes for $35 apiece as she looked for steady work.
I counted it somewhere about 1,100 job applications.
1,100 job applications.
1,100 job applications.
In 2022.
In 2022.
What is that like for you in that moment? Not knowing when you'll have a steady job again, knowing the benefits have just gone away?
It's indescribable. It makes you feel undervalued.
In 2022, the child poverty rate more than doubled to 12.4%, the largest year-to-year increase on record.
The 2021 changes, I think, were somewhat of a mistake.
Matt Weidinger is a senior fellow at the Conservative American Enterprise Institute. He says even when child poverty rebounded in 2022, it was still below pre-pandemic levels.
We have continued to make strides. We obviously didn't make as many strides as when the government was literally forcing cash, into families' pockets in the name of pandemic relief, but the progress against poverty has continued over time.
Weidinger argues the key problem was making the CTC available to those with no taxable income.
Democrats in 2021 said, let's just eliminate any connection of this benefit with work and say everybody gets the same benefit no matter what. That eliminates a work requirement, and in effect it revives a welfare system that was eliminated a generation ago. I think it's appropriate that benefits like the CTC that have always been connected to work remain connected to work.
But some experts and advocates say the 2021 CTC didn't discourage work at all.
Some of the families actually were working 2 or 3 jobs when getting the child tax credit and still did not make enough money to take care of the children.
The CTC expansion was also problematic, Matt Weidinger says, because of its cost.
During the pandemic, government policy was designed to spend money, which, by the way, was all added to the deficit, all borrowed from the future, and families will have to repay with higher taxes, interest, and inflation in the future.
I think we have to think about the cost of doing nothing. We have this long body of social science evidence that these investments in children lead to improved educational outcomes, health outcomes, higher incomes in adulthood.
That idea has led 15 states to implement their own CTC. The largest, passed last year, is in Minnesota. Families can receive up to $1,750 per child. There's no minimum income, but it starts phasing out when families make more than about $30,000 a year. Laura Douglas sees her state's new CTC the same way she saw the 2021 federal payments.
Not really life-changing, but it was definitely helpful. It wouldn't be able to replace my income or my husband's income. We still need that.
The House will be in order.
In January, the U.S. House passed a bill that would again expand the federal CTC. Not as large as the 2021 expansion, and it would still have some income requirements, but estimates say it could lift about 500,000 kids out of poverty. The legislation has yet to pass the Senate. Meanwhile, Daphne Chapman is keeping her faith that she can keep providing for her family. In January, she found a steady job with the state's Department of Children and Family Services, but she says she's always uneasy. What if her car breaks down? What if Rowan needs new shoes? She says lawmakers in Washington don't seem to understand that stress.
But in 2021, I felt like somebody started to feel our pain, or started to feel like they matter, you know.
It doesn't feel that way anymore?
Not really. Not to me.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 23rd. The year is 2024, y'all. I woke up this morning. The last few days I've been in my body was in pain. I've been working out. I'm trying to get ready for this bodybuilding show. I'm gonna do this show. I've been working out hard. Just last night I came in from the gym. Well, actually, when I was at the gym working out with my workout partner, and it hit me. I said, "Man, I'm really sore." And I was like, "I'm 50." It's like I turned 54 and ran into a brick wall. And so I was working out with him, and I said, "Damn." So I reduced the weights down because he had went and grabbed up some 100-pound weights to do some shoulders, and I had just did shoulders on Sunday. And then dawned on me, I said, I'm not going to be lifting these 100-pound weights to do shoulder press. And I was like, no, this ain't going to work. So I did the 50 pounds. But later on, after we finished working out and I was driving home, I was like, wow, I'm really sore. I went and picked up some Chinese food. I got some crispy duck at this delicious Chinese restaurant, some fried rice and some spring rolls. I was going to go cook dinner, and I realized I don't have the strength to cook dinner. So I came home, I ate that food. Y'all took a shower, and I got right in bed. So, and that was about, 11 o'clock, 10, 11:30, 11, around 11 o'clock. I finished eating dinner, took a shower, and got in bed. This morning I woke up a little early, I was in pain. So I just took some pain pills about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I took some Aleve and some Tylenol, and I got back in bed. I feel better. I'm like, okay, phew. I woke up this morning, and after I woke up for that time, I said, refresh. I said, pain pills did work. So for now, I feel good. So I might take the day off from the gym because we're supposed to be doing back today. But I think I need to, mainly the pain was in my shoulders and upper bodies and chest. Maybe I need to just take a break and just take a breather and let my body heal. I am older. Shit, but we'll see. But right now I feel good because the pain pills kicked in. All right, y'all, it's 2024. We are in the year 2024, and families are still living in poverty across this country. And to me, this is surprising because, I go to the grocery store like anybody else. I buy food, I buy clothing. It's just me, Earl lives here, he pays his bills, we have the dogs. But when I'm in these grocery stores buying food and stuff, and I'm like, damn, $130, $140, and it's just, I'm just buying a few items, I must admit, I don't really shop for stuff on sale. I just get stuff that I need. But as with the past year, I have been more mindful of the stuff that I'm purchasing, looking at the price of it, getting the store brand, seeing if Publix has the 2-for-1, checking my digital coupons at Kroger. No, seriously, because this shit didn't get high as hell. It has not gotten better. Inflation, the food is still costly. I picked up some chicken thighs. The boneless chicken thighs were $10 at Publix. Boneless, but the ones with the bone in was half the price. I said, well, shit, I'm getting the ones with the bone in it. It don't make no difference. Chicken is chicken. The thighs were skinless and boneless. It was $10. Literally $10 for a little pack of boneless chicken thighs. I like to throw those in the air fryer. But the ones with the bones, with the skin on it and the bones on it, was more meat. Bigger, it was more in that package. It was $5. I'm going with the bone this right after that shit. But it's 2024 and we have so many families. This woman in the story, she had 5 children. So many families still living in poverty. And they have these kids. I look at my nieces and nephews. I look at people I know who have these children. I know so many people. There's guy that goes to my gym. I occasionally work out with him, and he has these kids by multiple different women, and he's being tagged for. I need to ask him because we were talking yesterday. He was telling me about he needed additional income because that he can make under the table because he's paying child support. And I'm thinking, y'all, having children, yeah, it sounds great on paper, but when they get here, I don't know if the average person can really afford them. And it's not like the U.S. government's trying to help these people. And then they want to take away abortion, but they don't want to give any type of federal assistance or state assistance at all. Here in Georgia, you can't even they have not even expanded the Medicare program. It's so complicated to get insurance if you don't, I don't get it. But people want to have children. I do understand that. I've never wanted any children. I didn't even want these two cocker spaniels who laid up in these cages screaming because they want to go outside. Earl went about these fucking mutts. Every dog that we ever had, Earl purchased them mutts, not me. I wouldn't think about no damn dogs. And he said, I got a dog. Okay, you what? And then one time he went out and brought Vegas. And he showed up at that house in Vegas. I was so fucking mad with his ass. He'd run around with that damn dog. And I said, you ain't got another one? And we already had 2. That was 3. Vegas showed up. I said, okay, this nigga went about another dog. In the scheme of things, dogs are cheap unless they get sick. And that's a whole nother story there. It's still cheaper than these human beings. I get in these little begging these little dog biscuits over here and that dog food. They eat that dog food like it's gourmet food. They just be eating away. They love it. But children, you got to take housing, heating and air. Child care or a babysitter. I don't know. I just don't think the average. I don't think a lot of people who have these kids can afford these children today, but they still have them. They just can't afford them. I can't afford them. Baby food, diapers, all this shit is expensive. Clothing. I don't know what to tell people. Clearly, the world has changed from my daddy worked at the U.S. Steel Mill, and my mama didn't work no place, and we was 7 of us, and we went around, but we lived in a house, there was food, plenty of food, the electricity was on, my mother and father had nice new cars. 50 years ago. You'd think the situation would have changed here in the United States and that families would be doing much better off. I would have never guessed that the generation of my nieces and nephews would be worse off than my father's generation, than my generation. What went wrong here? Something terrible is going on here. The middle class is gone here in the United States. Either you got money or you don't have it, and you living in poverty. These nice homes I'll see over here, these neighborhoods they're building over here, they go right around the corner. They got these massive houses over there. I never see any kids in those houses. I don't see any kids. I'm like, where are the children? I see school buses riding by, and I purposely drive through there to see where are these kids. These people live in these massive homes. Do they have children? My neighbors next door, they just had a baby. They have 1 child. Up and down the street. You can ride over through this neighborhood and you won't see no children. But the minute you hit these poor neighborhoods, the kids run right out of the street. You almost run them over. So it makes you wonder, are the people who can afford to have children, I theoretically could afford to have children. I'm not having no children. Never wanted to have any. I guess I could raise them, send them to private school. I could afford to do that. I guess give up 2 of these cars I'm paying for here and pay for some children. I don't know how that would work. Babysitter, I ain't hired no child care. I bring my mother in here before I hire some babysitter. Mama, get your ass right on in here and watch these kids. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, how are these people surviving? How do they have a normal life? They can't have a normal life because they're mired in poverty. And it seems to be getting worse. These government programs were clearly helping somewhat, bring them out of poverty, but they still wouldn't keep in firmly rooted in the middle class. Where are the jobs for these people? Why are you? But here's the thing, and I hate to say this, but this is concerning to me. All these people having these children, and they cannot afford them at all. But they having baby after baby, like my friend. I need to find some way to earn some income under the table. I'm looking at him like, okay, let me tell y'all something. What I don't do anymore. Over the last few months, several people had approached me at the gym, and I helped them get jobs at various places, made phone calls, and helped them get jobs in situations. None of them situations worked out. And the people who I just made a referral, you know, and this bothers me because if I make a referral to you, you own a business, and I say, hey, I know somebody looking for a job, and put them together, and it don't work out, they looking at me all wide-eyed. Like, you didn't know this person was this type of person? Well, I didn't know. I just saw a person at the gym. They ran up to me. So when I seen at the gym working out, looked like they had sense to me. So I learned to mind my business. Not getting involved. Because that shit don't work out. Then the people calling me, I lost my job. Can you give me another job? They're back and forth. Look, figure that shit. Y'all grown ass niggas. Figure that shit out on your own. I am not running an employment agency over here. That service is dead, done, and over with. Hell, I might need one of them jobs one day. I've been in burnt that bridge. They can't even want to hire my ass. You know, I've helped family members, friends, all kinds of people. I've been in Atlanta for a long time, so I got some connections. I mean, I got a really good connection at that airport down there. And this shit didn't work out for none of them folks. I'm like, it didn't work out. How you gonna fuck up a good ass job at the airport? Who does that? Crazy ass niggas. I'm like, what? I said, man, I apologize. I sure didn't know. I didn't. I just told her, I said, man, I'm gonna have to really. I'm going to have to take him out to dinner and do something because I don't want to lose my connection with my associate at the airport who have been very helpful. And I said, but you remember all the other people got on there worked out good? He said, yeah, but these last ones ain't worked out. I said, yeah, but let's keep looking at the track record of the previous ones. Let's not look at we get this other stuff that just happened. And we don't want to look after COVID. Let's look for pre-COVID, shit. But, where is the middle class families at? It's a struggle out here. This guy was shot and killed in Texas. He was a Nigerian. He was a bodybuilder. And I was going to do a video about him. He's 26 years of age. And I think he had 2 kids or something. No babies. Are we having, I just think I think people are having children just too young before they can even get situated. He was shot and killed by his wife in Houston, Texas. He died. And he's a bodybuilder. And I follow him on Instagram. And, young guy. Shot and killed by her. She said she felt threatened and stuff. And they charged her with crimes. They're probably going to charge her with his murder now because he died yesterday or the day before yesterday or something like that. Or something, man, and died. But they had 2 children together. I have so many friends who have kids at such an early age. My friends and associates, they're not ready to have these kids. They're just not ready. And then they're not establishing their careers. They don't really have a steady income. They barely got a place to live. And having children today is a struggle. You're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. Like I said, I go to the grocery stores like everybody else. I go to the clothing stores. I went to Brazil. I went and bought some clothes and then clothes high there. I said, okay, but I need these clothes. And I wasn't even buying no expensive stuff. I'm just buying clothing. I said, shit is high. I was in Kroger at the gas station. And I said, give me a little bag of potato chips. Little small bag, $2.99 for that little small bag of chips. I said, these motherfuckers done lost their damn mind. Who buying these fucking chips when I can walk my ass into the store and get a big ass bag of chips for a couple of dollars, or maybe, what? I look at them potato chip, little snack, $2. Who buying that shit? Shit is high. And I was thinking, the first thing that caught my mind, if a little kid was sitting there and their mom would say, oh yeah, I want to get this bag of chips. They're not going to buy that shit. It's too high. $3 for a small bag. Y'all know the little small potato chips that should have been 50 cents? Who buying this high ass shit? looked around in them snacks inside of their store. I normally do, I go to Kroger, I just get my lottery tickets. I get gas and lottery tickets and run my ass back to the car for somebody to steal that damn car out there in the parking lot. I make sure I lock that door too. Since tape at Kroger, that particular Kroger got security there, but I still lock that door and look around, and I see the security guy over there. I said, okay, he here. Let me go inside and get my lottery tickets. You never know what's going on. They got it on the edge of the ghetto over there, and I kind of right up the street, not too far. Yeah, it's close to Gwinnett, but kind of rough end of Gwinnett. But anyway, all these people paying for these, I don't get it. And if these government programs that were helping, they could help these Republicans make sure they shot that shit dead. They would say, oh, okay, we're not doing this no more. We don't give a fuck if y'all start out there. They just don't care. They made it so hard to get food stamps here in Georgia, Medicare. They did so much stuff. That's why I hear people saying they vote Republican. I'm like, okay, y'all don't get it. Then one of my friends told me, so he voted for Kemp for governor this last election because he said Democrats are anti-family. And I'm thinking, nigga, you got babies by all these different women. You anti-family your goddamn self. You out here creating half families. You didn't went out and have babies by all these different women. They anti-family. You the anti-family. You ain't married not one of these women. You barely taking care of the kids you got here on planet Earth. What an idiot. I listened to that fool. I said, okay. The Democrats are anti-family. But you done laid up and had babies by all these different women. You ain't married one of them. You're barely taking care of the kids you got. You the nigga that's anti-family. What kind of shit is this? But y'all want to have these kids. Y'all think the government gonna show up to help you? The government gonna help you? Good luck with that one. You on your own in more ways than one. And this is 2024, and you got all these families still having children mired in poverty with no way out. I mean, no way out. I talked to them guys at that gym that got these kids. And I can see them stressing about all kinds of stuff. But it's too late now. The kids are here. A lot of guys go to the gym to work out as a stress reliever, so I get it. I do the same thing. So I'm in the gym every day, and I talk to a lot of them brothers, and I listen. Child support, trying to take care of these kids, low wages. The guy says he's trying to make a little money under the table. He's working as a federal security officer. Well, that's my roofing company here. They got to come in and take a peek at a few things. I was trying to get this video in before he got here. He's here, so I want him to take a look at a few things here at the house. Today is Tuesday, April 23rd. The year is 2024. Let me go take care of this, and I'll come back because I have another video I want to talk about, and I'll be back. I'm out.